Good afternoon, traders. It's a wonderful afternoon in Moscow. So I'm going to do the weekly outlook, but today's weekly outlook is going to be slightly different. First, I would only do it on the daily charts, daily and weekly charts, to give you a longer term view of what it's doing, and only in the majors. Because for this week, if you're watching this, you will get my entire weekly, daily outlook for the entire week coming. So starting from Monday, you should stay on YouTube. You should make sure that you set up your notification because the whole week I will be putting it out. And you want to get it as soon as it's out because most of the trade setups that we will be giving you in them will be valid only for the day. And some of them might even trigger by the time you watch the video. So if you're one of the people who watch my video, if you like what you're getting, if you think it's helping you, set that notification up. If you're new to the channel, if you're seeing this video for the first time, go to my YouTube channel and watch most of my videos and set up the notification if you like it. If you don't like it, don't waste your time. If you're one of the two people who click dislike the first second I post this video out, you shouldn't be wasting your time. I mean, on a human being, honest, helpful level, don't waste your time if you don't like what I do. It's that simple. There are millions of videos out there on Forex and stocks and things. I mean, if you just go and Google or even go on YouTube and put Forex videos, there's a million that will pop up. There's about 2 million gurus out there. So if you don't like the work I do, don't waste your time. Don't even watch it. Don't just leave the channel. That's about it. It's that simple. That's the honest truth. I don't know how else I can get it over to you. Don't make a derogatory comment. Well, there are very few. I mean, I should be honest, in the last couple of months, there hasn't been any derogatory comments. There have just been a lot of spams, people spamming nonsense. But it all gets filtered. It's that simple. If you don't like the work, don't watch the work. This work is for those who find it useful and those who like it. If you're one of the people who find it useful, if you like it, great, keep watching. It will help you. You can share it with a friend and he will decide for himself whether he likes the work, whether he is finding benefit out of it. These videos must give you some kind of benefit, right? You have to say, okay, I start understanding the charts better. Maybe I'm not trading better as yet, but I'm to understand chart better. No, my trading has got better. I can see what he's saying. I can sense the direction. I have a strategy to trade that and I can trade it. Maybe you can see the direction, you have an idea, but you don't have a strategy to trade it. Well, now that's a whole different story. Strategies you can get if you join my group. If you want to join my group, click on Skype in the description. Send me a message. I'll give you all the details how to do that. Right? So let's go. What's the daily view? If you've been following me when this was coming down, I was telling you we expect this pattern. Go back in in the YouTube past, you will find a video on this and all the daily thing. This is an update to that daily one. So we were expecting the dollar index to break the low. I'm still expecting that to happen. Now, it might not happen. There are patterns that are contracting, which means they will not break the top and they will not break the low. Now, you can't just negate the fact that this is going to go up here. You can't negate the fact for it to come back down here, and then go up. Because we have had deeper corrections. If you look at any impulses that you see in the past, you would see that they have deep pullback in them. Let's take the first impulse that came down here. There was a deep pullback in this one, which is similar to the one we're in now. So at some point, here's what will happen. This will confirm one of these bigger corrections. See these bigger corrections? See these bigger corrections? One of that will happen here. If we see that we have a daily correction here for about, 2-3 weeks going sideways, we're confirming the upside. Because that would negate any possibility of it going back down, right? It's very highly possible that if we get that big correction, we will continue to go. But as it stands right now, even if it makes one more impulse up, we can still come back here, then go. So keep an open mind for this possibility. This is not for trading. This is just to understand what it could do. Why is that important? Because if you're buying at the top here, you have to be very cautious. So if you go down to the daily, and you watch this piece here, we don't have any divergence here in the chart as it's doing. That by itself is irrelevant at this point, right? That is irrelevant. Unless we get a consolidation like this here now, we wouldn't be able to confirm the upside because we're still in this last impulse and it can still drop lower, right? So what you'd be looking at is in the 4 hours, and in the 4 hour, you see no divergence. That means if you get a 4 hour correction, something like this, if we get something like this week, we could still go up. we do have divergence in here, which is telling us that there is a correction in here coming. Maybe a bigger correction coming. But it might not be the reversal. It could or could not be the reversal, which means we might or might not retest the low based on this, but we will get a correction for sure. And after that correction, we're likely going to see where it goes. Now, the correction itself could be very big. It could be small like this, or it could be like this. Either would work, because you could get this and you could get one more impulse, still have direction, still have that divergence. You could get another one like this, go back up there, still have divergence here, and then drop. So what we're going to look for is a single trade we should get this week. Remember, I was telling you, watch this piece here. Well, it did go up, and now it's kind of consolidating. It's not really going up because it went up and it came back down. We broke the low and we're going sideways. So I assume that they will make some kind of a consolidation in here and still downside because we don't have any divergence. So we might still be going down. We might eventually make a bigger consolidation in here. Now, if this breaks out, if it does breaks out, and if you want to understand why I'm saying if this and then that, you should watch the concept of wave analysis video that I did on Friday. It is available for you. It might be in this video itself. You should watch it because the concept and based on the different time frames and how waves work. So as this stand right now, I think we will get one more up and we might still continue to go down. I don't see this breaking out, but if it does break out, we'll have to wait for a setup here to trade it. All right, we don't have a setup to trade up as yet. Now, can it drop to the downside? Very likely. And if it is going to drop to the downside, all you have to do is wait for some kind of a setup here to trade. See? But on the longer term frame, let's focus on that one. This, you have to be careful of the upside now. Be cautious on that part. Let's go to the euro. So euro has exactly the same pattern in the weekly, and we're in the middle of it. Exactly the same pattern in the weekly. Now, there are times when these patterns will get much, much more complicated than just 1, 2, 3, and then go down, right? We are anticipating that pattern. But there are times when you'll be surprised. This thing just works its way down, come here, go back up there. You end up with this in the middle, and then you come back down like this. And then all of that. We're not going to look into a possibility of this becoming more complex. If that happens, we will look at that when it happens. It doesn't mean that that cannot happen. We're going with the first simple pattern we know. And the first simple pattern says it should come here and then go down. So is this the go down? Could it be that we're not going to break the top and have a contracting flat? Well, if that is possible, we're trading it down. If you've been following us, we've been trading it down, right? Knowing what the bigger pattern will be and what the smaller patterns will be doesn't stop you from trading. It's not the strategy, right? So we have been trading that thing down, if you're following, and you would have seen how many trades we make, and we're still trading it down. Although we have divergence, you can see that I already have it set up here to trade it down, right? This is likely going to make one more down. Very likely. And then we will see where it goes from there in terms of the short term. In terms of the long term, if you take this trade, you have to be very, very, very cautious, right? Because you have a lot of divergence, and this might be the one on the 4 hour, you can see. This might be the one that comes here and then just break the low and then start for a deeper correction here. Something like this, right? And then we might drop again, something like this, and then we might drop again. There's a likelihood we could drop again because we don't have any divergence, which means they can go lower. And if they go lower like this, then we will start to see this either as the start of a total downside because the move is getting bigger than we expected the correction to be, or the first impulse in a much bigger complex pattern. So we will trade this down. We'll see where it goes, and then we will expect, I don't think it's going to go very far. I'll expect this to come back up here, make some kind of a correction here, and then probably drop again. If we do break it out, if we do break out of that, which means, let's say you get a sell here and it drops to this turn back, you get break even in the trade, you get a setup for a buy, we buy this and it starts to do this and go all the way and break it up. Good, congratulations to all of us. We will buy it. All right, that might change within the first day. That might change on Monday or Tuesday. We will show you that if you follow the daily webinars. All right, good for all of us. Once we break that up, we're all going to be looking for a big, longer term trade to the downside. So what you would look for here is short term, maybe a sell on Monday. Now, I don't think this will work its way up quite a lot. It's possible, but because of these deep pullback, there's a chance we make a flag and drop. Monday, if you follow, you will get that update on Monday. So longer term, if you keep your focus on it, it's still possible that we're going to break the top before we go down. Pound. What I want you to see is the bigger patterns. Forget about the most immediate trade. What I want to show you is the bigger patterns. And at the end of this webinar, if you stay on to the end, I will put all of them on top of each other. So you're going to see what I'm trying to show you, right? So if you go to the pound dollar, you have very much a similar pattern here, right? We have a big sideways pattern. 1, 2, 3, which leaves it open for one more down. Now, the only question again, just like the euro, is it going to make this pattern here go one more up there and then come down? Or are we already in the way down? So the same question leaves open. And the same thing would happen when you go in the lower time frame. We will trade because we were trading this down. You would remember this trade. You would remember these trades. You would remember trades we were taking. And this was a good trade we took here. There's a trade here. There's another trade there. You can actually see them. And we're looking for another trade here. If you were on Friday, you would see that the break of this was a trade once we broke that top, and then we started to look for this one to come back here. Now, this could come very sharp here. If that happens, we're going to go back up again, or we're going to just break the low and then go back up. Very likely it will break the low and then go back up because we're starting to get divergence here, which we don't have on the euro. So we might make a new high here before we go down. But for now, it is sell, short-term sell. The longer term picture is, as you see, if you follow us and if you stick around with us and you stay in with us, even if you miss these little pieces at the top there, you would get this big move down. Whether they do like this, go back there and then come, or whether they're going down there now. There's a big move, thousands of pips to come to the downside. Aussie, here is the big problem. Aussie does not have that setup. If you go in the weekly, Aussie does not have a setup for downside. So Aussie has this big move down, and this is your first impulse up. So we don't have the same setup we have in the pound, which is a 1, 2, which is a, 1, 2, 3. Same thing in the euro, 1, 2, 3. We don't have those setups. We have a single move up. This is finished. This move here is finished. That's completed. So let's assume for a second that it's a dollar movement, right? Euro goes down, pound goes down, dollar goes up. What happens to Aussie? By nature, it's supposed to go down, right? Because it is a dollar movement, right? So there is a good chance Aussie will go down. But if Aussie is to go down, then what is going to happen is you'll find it going down like this. It will go down, but it's not going to be an impulse to the downside. Whereas euro and pound will be an impulsive move to the downside. Aussie will be a corrective move to the downside, after which we're going to take off. So the down move on Aussie is not impulsive. It is likely going to be corrective. And we will see that as we go along. So you're not going to have the same type of down movement on each one of them. And that is interesting. Because if you're going to trade the downside, if we're to get the downside and you're going to trade the downside, you really want to trade euro and pound more than Aussie. Every now and then Aussie might get a sharp drop, but most likely you might want to trade the downside and then those two. That doesn't mean if we get a trade in Aussie, we wouldn't take it. We trade very short term, right? New Zealand, same here. We really don't have a move that says it has to go down. Now, there's one very, very slim exception is if we decide that this here is a running flat, then this might come back here. But most likely, I don't think it's a running flat. I think this is a sharp one, and we might end up with this making a correction and then go there. So Aussie, New Zealand might be different down move, although they might still go down if the dollar decides to do that, right? If you look at CAD, well, this one is very simple. This is about as simple as you get. It doesn't get easier than this. Two things you're looking for. Either CAD is going to work its way down here. If dollar is to drop and break the low, break this low and then go back up like that, which means it will literally be following the dollar index, right? It will be doing exactly what the dollar is doing. If you put the dollar at the back of the CAD, you will get the similar chart, which is what I'm going to do at the end. I'm going to put the dollar in front or at the back of everything. So you will see all the charts line up. We will do one of that at the end. So you can see them line up and you will see direction. But this is pretty easy. This is the easiest flat you can possibly find. It doesn't get easier than this. You have 1, you have 2, and you're looking for 3, after which you go up. All right, it doesn't get easier than this. Now, would you be able to get everything in there? That's up to you. If you have the capability and the skills and everything to do it on your own, you should do it on your own. But if you would like to do it with a group of traders, professional traders, people who are capable of doing that and who's been doing it for years, you should join us. Because then your chances of getting most of it is very high. You've just increased that chance because you're going to be among very good traders. I mean, hundreds of good traders. So let's go. Same with Swiss. Now, some of you might have a little doubts in your mind about these patterns. Go back and watch when this was coming down. I keep reminding you, we have that, we have that, we have that. We're going to go back up. Well, it's up now. So let's suppose that you decided, hey, this thing has to make a sharp move up and then it's going to go down. And then it makes the sharp move up. So what now? It made the sharp move up. You got what you want. That was your wish. Let it make a sharp move up to confirm that pattern. Well, you got it. So what, you're going to doubt the pattern now? You're going to say, well, oh, I don't know now what's it going to do. But that's what you wanted, right? That's what we were saying all the time. It's going to give us a sharp move up. Well, here's your sharp move. What's next? Well, the next thing is it should go here. Now, I don't know if it's going to do that, but that's what we were looking for because we were assuming that this is what will make a nice pattern. And that happened. So if that happens, now good for all of us. Any down move, we should all be trading. And we shouldn't miss anything about it. Any down move, we should all be trading. But what if CAD is going up and dollar is going up? Euro is coming down, pound is coming down, Aussie is coming down, New Zealand is coming down. Why would Swiss go down? Is it possible? That's the question. Is it possible that Swiss go down if everything else is going up? Well, it's possible. It is very much possible, which means you will want to be focused on all the Swiss pairs. The Swiss pairs will all move much faster than anything else. Now, it is not necessarily it's going to do that. It could be that it goes down, but it goes down really slow, right? It could be that it still goes up some more, very slow, before it go down. But we will see. But if it starts to go down, what I'm saying is if it gives you that pattern and it starts to go down, you should be trading it. You should be looking for that trade. And that is why we are already looking for a sell setup. And we have a sell setup. Here's the good thing about it. We have a sell setup. I already have an entry order sitting to sell here since Friday. We have that entry order because the minute you get this and you start to get this, that's it. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. You should be in that trade. Win, lost, or break even, you should be in that trade. Because you were asking for it and you got it. That's it. You can't ask for more than that. Right? You got your wish. It went up, it make a sharp move. Now it's going down. It's give you an impulse, it give you a flag, you better sell. Let's see how it goes. We will see how that goes, but I already have a sell entry there, and you should have one if you know how to trade. I'm not telling you you should trade it. I have no idea what you do. I'm telling you that's what we're doing. And we will manage it. So let's see. Yen, well, if you didn't believe it was going to go up, and I think some of you have your doubts, that arrow was waiting from you. Before this move started, the arrow was there. Ready to go. Perfect. So now you've got what you wanted. What's the next thing? We traded that up. And by the way, there's more trade to the upside. I'll show you. Now what next? Two things you're going to look for. One possibility is they're just giving you this flat and they're coming back here to make a new low and then go there. Or the next possibility is just keeps going up to the top. All the way to the top here and then come down. So which is it going to be? It could be either of those. And irrelevant of what the dollar index is going to do or what anything else is going to do, the yen could move as a separate currency in the direction like there. So dollar is getting strong, yen could get weak. Dollar is getting weak, yen could even get weaker than that. So the dollar goes down, yen could still go up. We've seen that, right? The yen could get much weaker even if dollar is getting weak. So that is relative to, the yen, what the yen is doing. It has nothing to do with it. That means you will look at all the yen pairs because it's going to get weak in relationship to everything. So let's see what we're looking for. Right now, there's a setup to buy. Swiss has a setup to sell. Yen has a setup to buy. See it? This is an up move. Swiss has a down move. Can both of them go? Absolutely. Both of them can go, and both of them will likely go. We'll see that Monday, and you will follow me the whole week, so you'll probably get it. Remember this one? This is not so long ago when I was telling you don't miss that move to the upside. Go back not so long ago before that, I was telling you don't miss this move. Buy any one in here and just hold it for a while, and not to miss these. Well, guess what? If it, let's say this thing finishes this week and decide to turn to the downside. Let's say Monday we hit that top, and Tuesday is turning to the downside with a setup to sell. Would you be able to? Here's the question you would have to ask yourself. Would I be able to trade it down to the bottom here, at least get 10 or 12 very good trades in it? Well, if you can, congratulations, you're a good trader. Stay and keep doing what you're doing. If you can't, you need help. That's simple. Watch this webinar. Watch. It's very, very important. Now let's go and put all of them on top of each other. I'm not going to do gold and silver because we have done them many, many times, and you've seen what I think about them. I just want to stick to these majors, mostly the dollar. There's a lot of them. I can go through everything, but we're just going to do this. So what I'm going to do is put each one on top of each other. Let's go back to the dollar index, and let's just put all of them on top of each other. So we're just going to add to them EUR USD. Right, we've got the Euro USD, and you can see. Let's see what else we can add so we don't get confusion. Let's say Great British Pound USD. Let's go. I'm not going to put the Aussie and the Swiss, simply because the Aussie and the New Zealand, simply because I think they're going to be corrective. But let's take, for example, JPY USD. Let's put it the opposite. Yen dollar. See? Not the dollar yen, the yen dollar. You will get exactly the similar structure, right? So if you go and look at all of them, I don't know if I can get all of them to be together. Not possible. The closest we can get to this, but look at the patterns, right? Look at the patterns on them, and then you would see, right? This one is which one? Let me see if I can get. How do I move all of them so I can see which one is it? By color, this is the euro. This one is pound. I think this one is the pound. Yep, that's a pound USD, right? So pound looks like it can come back down if you look at the bigger structure in the pound. Right? If you look at this entire piece here, this looks like we can come, or we can either continue to go up. The big picture looks like downside. Euro, you would see the same thing. Euro would be this one. I think this is the euro. Yep, you can see that. We're going up, we can come back down because you've got this three-wave structure. There's 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can bring all of them in the weekly. That should probably help. Yeah, the weekly should help you more to see it. All right, so we're talking about this low level of all of them. And each one of them have a move down. So there is a possibility that each one of them could go down somewhere. See, pretty easy. When you put all of them, you see that they have exactly the similar pattern. At least those that I put on the chicken lineup. Let's take off the euro because we know what we have. Take out the euro. Let's take out the pound. The yen didn't go on. There's only two you can put. Let's put the USD. JPY USD. Let's see if we can get that down. Doesn't give it. I don't see it. Yep. Which one is it? Why I don't see it here? Oh, it's. I have no idea why we don't see it, or it's on top. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's on top. It's exactly on top of the. When you click like this, you'd see it. See it? It's exactly on top of the dollar index. Oh, we have 2 yen. Sorry, 2 yen. I should have put. I thought it was on the dollar index. We have the yen. Let's put it on the dollar index, and then put the yen on. Sorry. I want to put the yen on top of this. JPY USD, because what I have was the yen. Good. Where is it now? Where the hell is this one? Okay, it's not coming on. You wouldn't get it. Invalid symbol. Okay. So, okay, let's put the USD. And why wouldn't it remove it? So, good. I'll just put the right one. They don't have that symbol. They don't allow it to go the opposite. And let's put the dollar index. Come on, and put. Okay, so you can see this. You can literally see this pattern. I'm trying to put them together so you can see them. Good. Put it like that. We're going to look at this piece here, right? You've got a 1. You've got this piece here. And you've got a little flat in there that it's not very clear in this one, right? So we can see this going up here, which means that if this goes, this will go. But if they go down first, then yen is going to come down here to this level and then go back up, right? So let me see if I can move them separate from each other. They're more like this. Yeah. So we have this flat right now on the dollar yen. Do we have the correct one here? Because there's a flat here, the one that I think we're looking at. The sharp move up here with this, that possibility. Come back here one more, which is if we get this, and then go back up for this one, which is if we get this. See? So if that is the case, we're going to get these two flats, which means we're coming back down here. So basically, we'll just have to wait and see how they go. Which one first we're going to get. So let me leave you with this. I don't want to make it too long. I just want to give you an idea of how the longer patterns are working. These are long-term trades. They don't happen in a day. For the daily outlook, which means the one that is going to happen within the day, I think we'll have to change the daily outlook because somebody asked me if that's on the daily chart, right? So intraday maybe will be the right one because somebody just wrote me and said, "Is your daily outlook in the daily charts or is it on the one you're actually?" Traders get confused. Let's put it that way. So you've got to make it as easy as possible for them. I thought the daily outlook was pretty easy, right? The daily analysis, which means it's every day. So you'll get the entire week one. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching this video. If you do, and if you like it, share it to somebody who you would like to help. There must be some trading friend, buddy, or somebody that you would like to help to see something better, right? Share it with them. Thanks to my people for coming out. Thanks to my group. I would see all of you tomorrow. Take care, trade with care. Have a great weekend if you still have time remaining in your weekend. Some of you guys, it's the end of your weekend, right? So enjoy whatever is left. See all of you tomorrow. You will have the whole week free. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. I typed JPY because I typed JYP. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Thank you, Pratham. I didn't realize that mistake. Just saw it. Thank you. But yeah, okay. We did it already, so we'll see. So okay, guys. Everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.